Okay, you're looking to buy a car, a classic car, or even a used car, a new car. Guys, I'm here to assist you. I'm going to give you some tips when looking to buy a classic car, an old car. First things, check the paperwork. Make sure that the VIN number is matching on the license disc and the papers of the car. Secondly, make sure the engine number, go down, scratch it, clear up, check the engine number, make sure that matches with the one on the VIN number. Now, when you're reading your VIN number, it's the long one. Below is your engine number, then your registration of the vehicle. These matching numbers actually assist you and help you make a better decision. The other thing is you want to check for original paint. You want to see that the car doesn't have any other type of paint or discolorations on it. Now, classic cars is going to be a bit of a tough one to check. You're going to have a good eye for that. But when it comes to newer cars, you can instantly tell. But if the coloration of the paint is off, you can tell, okay, fine, there's been kind of a respray, etc. But if you're happy with the vehicle, holistically, the look, good to go. Now, those are some, clarification checks when it comes to verification. The other thing you want to do when buying a used car is check the tires of the car. Make sure the car got some good tires. Make sure all the rim pieces are there. Make sure all the nuts are there. Make sure the car is clean and straight. One of the tips that I do to make sure a car is straight is I go down on my knee. I go around about here. I try to get a side angle, and then I look for whether the doors are lining up or whether the panels are lining up. You can only do that from a bit of an angle, right? So then you're looking at this with your eye and you're trying to get a straight line and see, okay, fine. Also, when you're checking like this, when you're down on your knee, look for dents, look for pinholes. Always check the roof for hail damage and damage on the side. That'll assist you. Another thing is when checking or when you want to purchase a new car, make sure the car electricals are working. Most of the times on the classic cars, you'll notice the indicators don't work, the engine is giving some issues. So check the oil, check the dipstick, pull out the oil, have a look and see the color of it, feel it, the viscosity with your hand, check the color. You might not have the time to check the spark plugs. Another secret is ask the client if you can move the car. So move the car and check for any oil leaks. Now you'll notice the car's been standing there. The two famous colors are pinkish red, which is ATE power steering, or your normal color of your normal oil, which is either light brown or dark brown. Dark brown means it's old. You know what I'm saying? Those are some basic things. And then chassis and suspension, check for bouncing. Make sure when you're driving the car on the road, the car is sustainable. It can actually hold left and right. Let go of the steering wheel. Check if the car pulls. If the car pulls to the left, you know you got some issues there. You can also stand in an old classic car. You can be able to do this and listen if it makes a cluck sound. Now, this car is very solid. We're very lucky, but most of your classic cars, over 30 years old, your steering rack tends to give up, those type of things, your coil packs, your starter. You're not going to have a chance to check all that, right, on a classic car, but be cognitive of it. Now, with a newer car, when it comes to newer cars, we'll just use this car as an example, right? So come have a look. What you want to check on your newer cars is go down, check your lines as well. If you can squeak in, you can check the brake pads. Come have a look here. I don't know if you guys can see this, but you'll be able to see the brake pads in the back. They need an angle from this side. And the brake pad, you'll see the thickness. If it's about, I would say, just about half a centimeter and more, you're good. Also, look at the brake disc. Check if the brake disc has been scored. Take your finger and run it here. If there's ridges or scoring on it, then you know, hey, you know what, this guy's a heavy driver, or that's the case. Check the electrics, check the color, check it from an angle. And then definitely on your newer cars, you want to hear the idle. So start the car, listen to it. If the car's idling subtle, if the car's idling soft, then you'll be able to tell whether this car is idling rough or whether it's been hammered. Check the mileage. Make sure the mileage is fine. Test the gears. Move it. If it's got a clutch, change it from drive to R if it's automatic. Make sure all of those works. Your side mirrors. These are quick indications. Another secret is check your roof lining. Roof lining is a quick indication to tell whether the guy's a smoker. Check the roof lining, see whether it's nice and clean. You'll see the stains from all of those type of things. Have a look at the seat. Especially check the seat. The driver's seat, if it's got a lot of impaired damage here, you know the car's got excessive mileage or the clock's been turned back. On the newer cars, that's immediate. Have a look here and see whether the electrics are working and make sure that this has got no scuff marks. That'll also help you test for mileage and see whether you are. Put the aircon on and switch the car on. Switch the car on, put the aircon on. That'll tell you if there's a vibration. That'll immediately tell you whether it's been replaced. If the smell of the aircon is there, then you'll know whether this car's at work. These are quick indications other than the coloration, because people are very visual. All we do is we just look at the car. Oh, it looks nice. but you forget to actually test. Then drive the car, do a test drive. What do you do in a test drive? The first thing I do in a test drive is I check suspension. I pull the car to the left and I let go of my steering wheel. If the car pulls to the left, then I know it's got an alignment issue. And then I listen for road noise. That tells me whether the tires are damaged or it tells me whether there's a suspension issue. Then I go over some speed bumps and I test. And then I do a brake test. I press brakes hard, I let go and I see whether the suspension allows me. That tells me that the subframe is actually strong. Now these are just basic tips. I got a busload to help you guys. Just some tips before you buy a car. Make sure, you know what? Smell the car. Take some time to smell it. You'll tell exactly the age of the car. Test the handles, test the doors, check the, you see these things here? This is very important, the check straps. The check straps are a quick indication whether the car has high mileage. Now whether the car's been resprayed, etc. or redone. Now let me show you. Open your car doors and see whether it checks. Here's your check 1. Check 1 and check 2. The door should stop. If the door stops very strong or it slaps, you'll tell whether this thing is actually been in high mileage. Some tips from Mr. BigBite. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Classic cars, a bit of a tough one. Newer cars, you guys will get away with discoloration. Quickly you'll find out, well, this car is in excellent nick. I hope you enjoyed that. Drop more comments if you enjoyed it. How's it?